What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we're getting into one of the more epic Android camera battles of the year, comparing the LG G6 to the Galaxy S8. So we're gonna take a look at photo samples, specifications, and more, and a big shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, but more on that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. First up, we're taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy S8, and this guy is packing a 12 megapixel camera, and this is the latest and greatest from Samsung. And while the number of megapixels might be the same from, let's say, the Note 7 or the Galaxy S7, the sensor here is different, which might make a difference in the photo quality, which we'll check out in a little bit. But this does pack optical image stabilization, phase detection, autofocus, 4K video recording. There are manual controls in the camera as well. And overall, this thing is definitely a good buy as far as a phone goes, but be sure to check out my video on the Galaxy S8, linked below if you want to find out more about that. As far as low light goes on this guy, we do have an f1.7 aperture, which is great, but let's go ahead and see how that compares to the LG G6. So with the LG G6 here, we do have dual 13 megapixel Sony sensors on the backside, which are great, and we have a 71-degree angle lens and a 125-degree angle lens, which will allow you to get some super awesome wide looking shots. Now, unfortunately, the wider angle lens has a lower f2.4 aperture, whereas the normal lens has an f1.8 aperture, but you can still get some creative shots all around with the combination of these two. And of course, we do have a dual LED flash on the backside, optical image stabilization, though LG did ditch its laser autofocus and replaced it with phase detection autofocus, but it's still very fast, so you shouldn't have anything to worry about here. But this thing takes great photos as well. So let's go ahead and see how these two compare. But real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 15,000 classes in design, photo, film, business, and so much more. Everyone can take a class on Skillshare, try out a project within the class, and even teach a class themselves, which is what makes Skillshare so unique. Now, premium memberships begin around $10 a month for unlimited access to learning, which is awesome, and you can even get a 2-month free trial by clicking the link in the description. I highly recommend Skillshare. It's actually pretty cool. It's a lot of video-based learning, which is awesome, so it's very easy to follow along with. You can do your own projects within the class, and if you have the skills, you can even teach a class yourself, which is pretty great. So go ahead and check out Skillshare and support the channel in the process. A big shout out to them again for sponsoring this video. So when it comes to the photo comparisons on the LG G6 and Samsung Galaxy S8, things get a little bit interesting. So both of them clearly have a lot of detail packed within the pictures here, as you can see. Now, the one thing that I did find to be a little bit weird about the G6 versus the Galaxy S8 is the white balance. So the white balance on the G6 is kind of all over the place at times. It's very inconsistent in my research, I guess, if you want to call it that. I've been taking photos with these two for the past couple of weeks, and yeah, like I said, the white balance is just a little bit off on the G6, but the clarity on both of these cameras is very on point. I think you're good with either one of these devices, but if I had to give a definitive win to one of these phones, I'd have to go with the Galaxy S8, just because it's a lot more consistent in basically every way possible. I do, however, really enjoy the wide angle lens on the LG G6. It just gives you the ability to take some photos that you wouldn't normally get on a smartphone, which is great, but all around I just keep seeing myself drawn towards the Galaxy S8 because of its consistency, and that's going to give it the win for me. But you know what? If you want to check out these full resolution photos for yourself and compare them side by side, I will leave links to galleries down below in the description for you, so you can go ahead and check those out for yourself. But now that you've seen the photos, you know exactly what these two have to offer. Which one do you think is better? Everybody's gonna have a different opinion about photo quality because it's kind of a subjective topic, but let me know which one you pick in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave it a thumbs up. And again, if you wanna check out Skillshare, check the link in the description below. You can get a 2-month free trial. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. This is Dom, and I'll catch you in the next video.